and welcome to the first episode of the Talker Show on Touch Base TV. My name is Chris the Talker, and with me is
Gabriel the Talker.
Daisy of Daisy Parenting.
Mache the Talker.
Okay.
Blessing, Bella Wonder.
And of course, today we'll be discussing about the effects of parenting in our society. Of course, this issue or topic is a vast one and definitely not something we'll be able to talk about today. I'd like for us to explore more on what parenting should be all about. You understand? So I would like for Gabriel to take me or take us on what parenting should be.
Okay. Parenting, like you said, is very vast and it's not something that is done by just the father, the mother of the children, right? It's more of a societal stuff where people in the society come together to train a child to make sure that the child doesn't turn out to be a criminal or fraudster in society, thereby tormenting everybody in society. Now, parenting, like I like to say, is something that should be intentional, right? You don't just conceive the idea of wanting to have a child and boom, you have a child. You don't have the means to take care of the child, you don't have the emotional intelligence, you don't have the psychological strength to take care of that child, right? So you just, I think there should be a fine, or it should even be a crime. Yes, it should be a crime.
Without going to the school,
Yeah,
right?
it should be a crime for bringing children into this world that don't want to be here. You just bring them down
Gabriel,
here.
are you saying?
And you want to
stress them
and you not
again.
put them into stress.
Are you saying you could give
Right?
birth to a child and not be a parent to that child? Or you
Of
can't?
course.
Yes, you
Wow,
can
really?
give birth to a child
And not parents the child.
I don't
You
understand.
understand?
I don't understand.
So the thing is that parenting should be when you conceive the idea of wanting to have a child, right? You should be ready for it. You should be intentional and say, okay, I am ready to make sure that this child goes to school, gets good education. I'm ready to make sure that I give this child the care. I'm ready to make sure that this child gets the best in life, right? I'm not a father yet, but I know that if I have a child and my child is successful, I'll be very proud of that. I'll be proud that, okay, I was able to tame my child, to train my child, to parent my child, to become the successful person that he or she is to be, right? So if it's possible, and I think even in some developed nations, you don't just give birth to children. I think there's a maximum level you can have, children you can have, and if you have more than that, the government takes them from you. But in this society, it's something else. Okay, you go to some part of the country, people give birth, and just they forget about the children. That's criminal offense.
It should be.
It should be a criminal offense.
Okay, so I'll come back to you, Gabriel. Are you saying, Blessing? Are you saying that to have children, you must be prepared for it? Let's also look at the side of people who become parents or who give birth to. Since you say you can give birth to kids and not become parents, let's consider those who became parents out of wedlock or out of without planning to become parents. You know, parents by I'll take the word mistake, by accident. Thank you. I think accident is more preferable. Yeah. So do you agree that you can give birth and not parent a child? Or do you agree that you can actually give birth and not be qualified to parent a child?
Of course, that someone is a mother does not qualify that person.
For you to be a mother, that means you're a parent. Okay. Oh,
Be a mother.
sorry.
Be a mother now.
You can be a mother, you cannot mother the child.
Yes, it is possible. It's possible.
And you can be a father, you cannot father a
I'm
child.
telling you.
So
that
are
is
you
not-
are you people, you know, are you telling me now that I will give birth to a child, and if I'm not ready to raise that child, it doesn't qualify me that to be a parent to
Chris,
that child?
Chris, I put it to you that if you give birth to a child and you're not living up to the responsibility of a father, you're not a father.
What makes
That
me
doesn't-
then what makes me a responsible parent, please?
Okay,
Yeah.
just like he said, parenting, you have to be intentional. Okay, so when you give birth to a child, you have to be psychologically ready, emotionally ready to take care of your child. But there are a lot of, thank you, financially ready. There are a lot of
Very
impact.
important.
Just like you say, society will come in somewhere. So as a parent, you have to be ready. You have to be intelligent to know when society is trying to impart into that
I
child.
think
What
that's the reason why
you
we
didn't
even
plan
have
in.
9 months. The baby staying in your tummy for 9 months.
That 9
So that you
months.
use that 9 months
To plan.
to get yourself
prepare.
ready.
You
for the arrival
women
of-
are saying.
The pregnancy is a planning process.
Okay.
The 9 months
But
is a
it's
planning
not time
process.
All right, guys. So let's look at it this way. Daisy, you're Daisy of Daisy
Daisy
Parenting, yeah. And what I want to ask you is, do you think that ideally the success of a child is dependent on the kind of parenting the child gets?
Okay, so I'm a Christian. And for everything I talk about, it comes from science and of course my belief system, which is Christianity. And I know my Bible says, train up a child in the way he should go. And when he grows, he will not depart. So I think where we usually have the challenge is in the training. That's where the challenge usually comes into play. Training a child is teaching the child, is making a disciple of the child. And making a disciple of the child is much more than being impatient when it comes to children.
So who trained the children that are indisciplined, rude, rascals, and all of that? Who trained them?
I cannot say.
Are they not
I may not
Christians?
I may not
No.
be able-
You
I may not be able-
can't blame the society. You see,
Society and the parents and the
Yes,
parents.
and the parents as well.
They can be
Let
both
us-
society and
But I
parents.
know that if you intentionally, consciously, purposefully train a child, the child will definitely become who you make the child. It's like taking a child to school, and then you're in class and you're teaching the child for a number of, you have 3 terms in a session. You take 3 terms to try to achieve a learning goal before you now promote the child to the next class. Same thing, parents.
okay. So Oche, you agree with Daisy that you could train a child, and once you train that child, well, the child definitely become good, and that these rascals we have, these touts, these criminals, these liars, these thieves, even the politicians, they are not product of good parenting. Is that what you are saying?
That's not
It's
what
not a
we're
guarantee.
That's not what we're
Oh, it's not a guarantee. No. But Daisy, I'm going with what Daisy said. You said good parenting is not a guarantee.
That the child will be good. Good parenting is not a guarantee that the child will be
There are so many other factors.
There are other factors.
We'll come back to the other factor. I want to hear from.
I disagree with what she said in some aspect that she said.
I think she won't disagree totally.
Why? Because parenting, as Gabriel said, the society actually involved in raising up, as in raising up the child.
Okay.
From school, church, hospital, you get to meet friends. You understand? There's a saying that says, "Show me your friend, and I will tell you who you are." You understand? Some parents they don't have time for their kids. You understand? They want to be work, provide. Dad is not here, mom is not here. So the only place they get or learn things from is from their friends. You understand? And once the friends get to create that impact, and then trust me, after outside family, it's friends. The friends contribute more into a child's life, even more than the parents at times. Because the kind of friends you meet get to build this influence you, some one way or the other. You understand? So I feel friends
Okay, so
come in to disrupt what the parents
No.
Okay.
There's
Okay.
something happening here.
Go on.
Okay, there's something I want you guys to see.
Okay.
Yeah. You talk about parenting, you talk about children, you talk about society, right? And I was talking about these politicians and all of them. Do you agree with me? And it's an honest question. Do you agree with me that people can stay on their own and self-develop bad characters and bad habits?
Yes.
So what happened to those ones?
still the society.
Society of on your own, you just
Personally, I feel that
Normally, let me even say this.
You decide what to pick.
Normally,
you're not getting my question.
You can even be
You're not
without
getting my
friends.
question.
You can even be
Did you
without
get my
friends.
question? Did
Yes,
you get my
what they
question?
watch.
Yeah, I get
What
your
they see
question.
online.
Now, do you know that
as well.
what we see, the things we see, we feed them to our system.
Exactly.
The things we hear,
Wow,
we,
talking like
we,
a pastor
we
now.
feed them to our
they will
system, and with
manifest.
those
They will
things
manifest.
Yes.
start developing inside of us, right? Now, I think I even need to share my experience as a teenager. Right? Can I go on?
Just
Okay.
summarize.
Let me just give you a brief. Now, there was a time, I think between the age of 17, 18, and 19, and I think 20, I was living all by myself. I was without father, I was without mother, I was without guardians, right? I was just me. And I had these friends that at then we were of age mates, but at then he was already driving his mother's car, not his car, his mother's car, and he had the liberty to drive that car out at any time, any day, any moment, right? Now this guy is someone that likes to party. He's a party guy, and every evening almost every evening. He makes sure that he comes back home with a lady. And this is my friend.
At that age.
At that age, yes. So sometimes he doesn't even take them back to the house. He just goes somewhere, and when they are done, he goes back. And most of this time, I go with them.
What do you mean by when they're done?
When they are
mean,
done.
When they are done,
When they are
having
done.
fun.
Having fun.
Fun. Yes. You know, and do you know that almost all the time we go out together. But in all the things he did, I never participated in those activities.
Okay, so are you saying that the society didn't have an impact on you at that point in time? It was
Okay,
it was because of your own parents.
So let us do something.
The society did, but I was able to control myself
Thank you, because
to
of
not be influenced by that particular.
parenting.
Because of
It's
where you are
not
coming
all
from.
about teaching the child not to do what is wrong. You understand? It's also about teaching them to be resilient, teaching them to also make decisions of their own, teaching them to have a mind of their own. It is very important for a child, for you to teach a child to the point that that child has a mind of their own.
What are these
Personally, I
processes?
pity
What are
people
these
who don't
processes?
have a mind of their own. That's so that people can easily influence
For
them.
example,
When somebody is going left, they go left. When their friend is going right, they go right. And that's
In
why-
Gabriel's aspect,
Yeah, I don't know.
I believe he said he was 18 plus. I believe at 18 plus they've expressed every body language everybody developing in your body system. Whether you being a male or a female, you say the guy is 18 plus and he's bringing up a woman to the house to lay with and everything. But in your aspect, you
So he
understand?
was still living with the parents.
Yes, in your aspect, you choose not to do it.
Maybe the child's parent or the boy's parent, what has he been seeing them? Maybe he's seen his father or his mother do something like that.
That's another aspect.
That could be society as well.
I would say,
Yeah.
I would
We
say
learn
Parents
what
in
he watched
society.
online.
What you watch online.
Yes.
Okay. You know,
Because at 16,
we have.
17 years,
Yeah.
or at 13 self to 15 years, men normally, male children boys get to have this thing that their nipples will get to pain them, and at 17, 18, yes, boys experience it. At 18, they get to see that
Let's
they
go
get
back
to
to
have wet dreams. You understand? So when they experience that thing, some men can actually go and meet or some boys that can go and meet their parents and start telling them that I saw this in my body. They feel it somehow. You understand? But when they get to the class or meet some friends, they discuss about it. You get to see them having fun. They watch pornographic stuff online,
That is also
and they want to practice it.
Parents and children friendship.
Exactly.
Parents and children relationship.
Discussing with them.
Discussing with your children. Now I was going to ask the process. You were mentioning some whole lot of stuff, and I wanted to know the process of those
Being
things.
resilient.
You know, how do you
okay.
put your children? How do you take the process of being resilient, being disciplined? What's the process?
there really is no
Okay, there
class
is no
to
process to it.
there's no class like you just sit down and say let us have a conversation on how we can be resilient. And if we were having a conversation prior to this time, and you mentioned something about taking monies without letting the parents know. If the parents chooses to be intentional, parents can decide to even drop the money knowing that you're going to collect it, and then you take it and you go, and you come back and he asks you where the money is, and of course you tell a lie that you didn't take the money, you didn't, and he ignores you. And one day something just happens, and he finds out that in fact you by yourself notice that he has found out, and then by yourself you sit down with him and you are so remorseful. So it takes time.
Although, but that wasn't my
So
case.
at that, no, I'm not saying it's your case. I'm just saying I'm saying there was a story we're
Okay,
having.
okay.
There was a story there was something we were discussing before now. And so I'm bringing up that resilience thing with.
So it comes in naturally with the situations and
Exactly.
things that
You're not
happen.
something that you just sit down
okay.
and
You know,
start.
when I started talking, I said parents have to be intentional before they have children. Now, I think one key area of parenting is action.
Action.
Yeah, we learn more from actions than
What we
words.
see.
Yeah, children pick things, men looking. Some children are very observant. You do things and you think they didn't see it. You go out, they come here and they'll do it.
Wow.
Yes,
Wow.
they do it even better than how you did it.
Hey.
Like my
That's-
Right?
that's-
Now, so parenting has you have to be ready. You have to be from the very tender age. When she was saying that children go into the society as early as 2 months, I agree. Even for me, I think children start learning from
From the tummy,
The
yes.
to- from
So
the
you go
tummy.
into the society directly or indirectly.
Yeah,
the way
you already
the
said
mother
something
acts,
about
the,
9 months.
yeah, the way the mother acts, the things she does, the food she eats,
Exactly. It
start
impacts the child.
affecting that child
Yeah.
from there. So the moment that child comes out, starts speaking things.
Yes, that's
And if you think as a father that you tell your child don't do this, and because you think you are his father, you won't do it. That's a big lie.
And you are doing it.
Because
Okay.
he has seen you doing it.
Alright.
He wants to practice it.
Okay,
Yeah, sometimes
okay.
people say don't do it, they'll say, but mommy, you did this.
Children
How
are
are the children we're raising
No,
today?
no. When you talk about another thing is that you talk about good parents with bad children. I've seen a family, a pastor and his wife.
Okay, well, I'll have to cut you there. And of course, in our next episode, we'll be discussing about the issues of good parenting and having bad kids, and also we'll be looking at single parenting. Stay with us, and of course, send in your comments, send in your likes. We'll be happy to hear from you. I will look forward to having you on the next episode of the Talker Show on Touch Place TV. It's been nice having these amazing individuals here. Gabson, Gabriel, Talker. We have a Daisy of parenting. We have a chair, but not the king, definitely. We have Oge, and of course, we have Blessing.
Bella Wonder.
Please remember to like all our social media handles from the Talkers on Instagram, Twitter, and the rest of them. And of course, don't forget, Touch Place TV is something wonderful. You just have to be on it. Thank you very much. Till we see you again. One love.
Okay. We'll end.